Thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm back in the woods with Mike from TA Outdoors and also my dog Amber. I've got an axe, I've got a knife and a saw, we've got some bank line. We're going to be continuing the construction of the roundhouse. Some of you might remember that in the last episode we made hazel hurdle walls, basically a wall made out of woven hazel sticks. Well, it took about half a day to make one, so we didn't want to film the other 6. In the meantime, we have made 6 more. Today we're going to be putting these 6 more that we've made onto the roundhouse. So because this hazel hurdle is a bit too long for this gap, we're going to use a hazel stick. We're going to stake it in front of this hurdle and we're going to bind it to the top of this post, which means we can then cut away this overhang, or the bit that we don't need. Happy with that, Mike?
Yeah, I'll just bevel the end and then we should be good to go.
Hey, good work.
That's some good firewood there. We'll keep all this.
So in order to do the next section of wall, we're having to cut down once again through the hazel hurdle. The section we cut off, we're actually going to save it and use it later on down the line for something. I'm not too sure yet what we're going to use it for. Whoa, I need a haircut. And that's the other stake to hold in the hazel hurdle. So this is that piece Mike just cut off, and I don't think we're going to burn this. We're going to use this later on. Oh, Mike, nice tripod.
Cheers.
Mike forgot his tripod, so he's using this table.
This is a Bushcraft tripod. I'll put an affiliate link to my Amazon account on this one. Yeah, just. It takes a while to set up, so we're a bit slow today. But hey, it works.
It works.
That's all that matters.
So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually making a bow drill kit. With all this waste hazel that we've got left over from the hazel hurdles, I thought, why not? Let's have a little go at making a bow drill fire. To be honest with you, the main challenge that I'm challenging myself with today is to use bank line as the cordage. Normally I'd use a shoelace or a bit of paracord, but to use bank line is something I've never tried, so I'm going to give it a try right now. So this piece I've just sawed off, this is going to act as my bow. What I need now is my bank line to go from that end to that end. And I've already created my spindle and my hearth. This is what the spindle will be drilling down into. But there's one more component that I need, and that's a hand bearing block. It's what I hold in my hand and it presses down onto the spindle while the spindle's drilling. Without that pressure, I won't be able to get the fire going. I might use this. Ideally, you want to use green wood or maybe a rock with a hole in it. In fact, I like to use limpets, 2 limpets inserted into themselves. Perfect, because then you don't get any friction burn in the top of the spindle. What I'm doing here is I'm just making a small indentation into the piece of wood so that when I use my spindle, it doesn't slip out of my handle or my bearing block. So now it's time for the bank line. I'll just cut a small little notch in there. I'm going to feed the line through, tie the line to this end as well, and hopefully get nice and taut, and then we'll be able to light a fire. If all goes to plan, we're going to be able to get a fire.
Right, Legolas.
Right, so just to recap, we've got a spindle, we've now got our bow with our bank line. You don't want it too tight. And then we then have our hearth, as well as our bearing block. These are the main components you need to light a fire. But one thing I need to always stress is fire lighting is all in the preparation. The more you prepare for your fire lighting, the easier it's going to become once you get your ember or that small flame. What do I mean? Hold on. This is what we need. So once we get our little ember, we're going to put our ember into this, blow it into a flame. That's if we get the ember. So these are the components. We're going to start by pre-drilling into the hearth. So what I'm doing here is I'm just burning in the hole. It's just to create a hole, show me the shape, that way I can saw a notch into it. And this is what I mean. What I'm now going to do is take my saw and cut away a V-notch, or 1/8 of the hole. Like that. And then there's one more thing, we just need a little leaf. It could be a piece of bark or a leaf or anything like that. That is what we call an ember pan, because that's going to go underneath and collect our ember. Whoa. Wow, that was very lucky. I just knocked it right at the end. And the trick now is, because you're normally quite out of breath at this point, don't go straight in and blow really hard, because you'll just ruin what you just created. Fan it. There we are. This is a very small, very fragile ember. I think this wood might have been a bit too young, I'm not too sure. Let's try and get this into the tinder bundle to create a flame. Next step, while that's maturing, the ember that is, make a little bird's nest. Make sure it's quite dense and compressed in the middle. Otherwise, when you pour your coal into it, it's going to fall apart. Come on. Almost there. Whoa, just about got it. And now quickly put your small sticks on straight away. And then just build it up. See, it looks like now I've smothered it and it's gone out. But I'll tell you what, it really hasn't. What I need to do, I'm going to make a wall on the very back and I'm going to blow into that wall. And it might look very small, but I was just about to say we've got this fire under control. So now, pick up some small sticks and keep piling them on. Well, it was a bit of a challenge, but it just shows that you can use a little bit of bank line, a very thin, strong line, to create a friction fire. Kettle's on, 10 minutes, and we'll be having a cup of tea.
Yes!
Yes, that's a nice piece as well.
That looks good.
That is a good piece. So Mike, we've got a nice little bit of leftover panel there.
Potential door.
Potential door to go with the other one.
Yeah.
The other one's just over there.
Keep these together.
Perfect.
Two good panels there. Last panel.
Waste not, want not. Safe. Well, that's about it for today. Just want to say thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. I'll be back soon. I don't know when, but it'll definitely be another irregular upload. Goodbye.